oh my god, AC Milan has got that upset. AC Milan has got that upset. Oh my god. Hello guys, welcome to FC RAMSAY, and what a UEFA Champions League round of 32 it is. It was AC Milan at their home against Feyenoord, and Feyenoord in the previous fixture at their home. Oh my god, that was one up for Feyenoord, and it was Paxo, the man, getting those goals in the previous leg. But over here, Milan were down to 10 men. Hernandez getting those 51 minutes red card, and it is Feyenoord who just leveled the scores on the 73rd minute, and on an aggregate of 2-1, Feyenoord has got those tickets for the round of 16, whereas AC Milan, Sergio Conceição, their new manager, the Rossoneri's, have got their exits. Oh my god, holy Christ, what is that happening? What is that happening? This UEFA Champions League fixtures have taken a toll, and the first big upset, it is the Rossoneri, Sergio Conceição, their new manager this new year. AC Milan are out of the Champions League. AC Milan are out of the Champions League. Oh my god. I am not being able to make this clear. I am still not being able to make this clear. Feyenoord on an aggregate. Holy Christ. UEFA Champions League fixtures are going to take a big toll of the big teams. The matches we will be having the watch along tonight, it is Bayern Munich against Celtic. The predictions as well as the video predictions of the matches of the UEFA Champions League round of 32 were made and were uploaded today. You can check the predictions from there as well, and the cheeky peeky match links are also there in the chat section, which has been pinned above in the video description as well as in the channel description. And yes, there is a poll also on the chat section which has been pinned. You can give your votes. Who are going to get those wins? It is the Mia San Mia Bayern, it is Celtic, the boys, it is Atlanta against Club Brugge, it is the Legia, from Gasperini's men, Atlanta are going to get past Club Brugge, or it is Club Brugge who are going to get those upsets because Atlanta is having those injuries with them. Holy Christ, AC Milan has got their exit. AC Milan has got their exit. And the first place to book in the top 16, apart from the top 8, it is the likes of Feyenoord who have made it. Oh my god. But yes, we will be having the watch along of Bayern and Celtic in this. Celtic and Bayern on an aggregate of 1-2. Bayern with those 2 goals away and Celtic with their 1 home goal. In this are going to be much critical to be seen, but in the lineups which we are having today, it is the likes of FC Bayern who are having this lineup. They have gone with the likes of Gnabry, Vincent Kompany, not doing that good in those away games, especially in the Champions League, but in the Bundesliga he has been consistent and at the top of the table. But it is Harry Kane, their sole striker in the forwards. It is Musiala on the attacking midfields. Kimmich and Goretzka, the 2 experienced midfields, have been placed in the starting lineup. Guerrero on the left backs. Kim Min-jae, Upamecano and Stanisic has been picked up on the right backs. Oh my god. Stanisic has been picked up on the right backs. But in the previous 6 fixtures to talk about, it wasn't the likes of Stanisic who was picked up. It was Guerrero and Lama, but Lama was a bit struggling. In the first leg, Lama at the right backs. But after that, it was the substitution of Hiroki Ito, and Lama was put on the left backs and Ito on the right backs. And that was something too much from Vincent Company to be made. But then also the performances of Police, I mean, in the previous fixtures, that were the numbers counting, and that is definitely the most aspiring thing about Vincent Company. But Bayern have won their last 5 home European matches against Scottish opponents, and there is a win of 7 and 3 draws. No loss for Bayern against the Scottish. Brendan Rodgers and his man, what are they going to do? But Bayern have progressed from the last 13 UEFA Champions League. The insights are quite amazing when they have won the first leg. Oh my god, the last time they have been knocked out was in the last 16 against Inter Milan in 2010 and 11, winning 1-0 in Italy. That was the last time where Bayern got those early exits. And Celtic have played 15 away games against German opposition, and in this it was the likes of Leipzig whom they got past, and 3 draws and 12 losses. That is what the Celtic, the stats which they are having. That is amazing. 82% of the fans are going for Bayern to get those wins. Extra time is those for 11%, and 7% for those Celtic fans who want their team to be on the top. What is that going to be? AC Milan has got those exits. It is something big, but on the other hand, it is Milan. I mean, from Milan and Feyenoord, it is Milan getting those exits, Feyenoord getting those top 16 spot. I mean, first to get from the round of 32. Atlanta and Club Brugge, that is something also going to be disheartening, because Atlanta has got those, I mean, deficiencies of Scalvini, that is Cassano, Maldini, Scamacca, they are absent, but Lookman and Blehovic are there to be. I mean, Atlanta has gained those injuries back. The players who were injured are now back in the squad, but not in the starting lineup. Benfica and Monaco is also ongoing. It will be just 5 minutes from now. It is Benfica who has got that 1 goal lead on an aggregate against Monaco, and Monaco now have traveled to Sporting Lisbon to face Benfica for the second leg with no goal advantages. And Borussia Dortmund, on the other hand, tonight it is there. It is a big aspect. Sporting CP Ruben Amorim not being associated with them has got those 3-0 Dortmund loss. But Bayern, are they going to make it big? Because Bayern have 1 foot in the last 16. And if they are going to get it big, with the lineups which we are talking over here, is somewhat Bayern would definitely want to have. But Celtic, with the likes of Brendan Rodgers, they have got Kuhn, Maida, Jota on the attacks. Their captain McGregor, as well as their midfield, Hatate and Angels. These 4 players were quite dominant in the first leg, and they were making those moves. Bayern in the previous fixture, I mean in the Bundesliga against Leverkusen, that was also a disheartening aspect from Bayern Munich. They haven't got a single shot on goal. Oh my god. Bayern, to talk about them, the team which is known for their attacks, I mean their press, hasn't got a single shot to be taken for Leverkusen in the previous fixture which Bayern was having in the Bundesliga. Holy Christ, this UEFA Champions League is going to cause those upsets or not. It is Brendan Rodgers' man, but Schmeichel, their goalkeeper, I mean Kasper Schmeichel, has also confessed that in the year 2021, when Manuel Neuer was seriously injured, Schmeichel was the goalkeeper which Bayern were interested in taking, but Bayern somehow didn't made that opportunity for Schmeichel to come into the squad, and Schmeichel, who had a dream of joining Bayern Munich, just couldn't complete those transfers. Oh my god, Schmeichel even said that he was on his route to the airport to take that flight to the Alliance. Oh my god. Celtic has those histories. They have got their attackers. They even have got that player Jota, their premium goal scoring machine, who is back into the squad this winters. I mean, Jota has been called into the player profile for Celtic from Reims, but previously he was at Celtic and he has been doing those damages against big teams. But what is that going to be happening? Because Celtic even got few bans because their fans were shouting it loud when the Champions League matches were played, and that was something disappointing from the Celtic fans. But on the other hand, Bayern Munich, they have got some of the bans on their jerseys as well, because the jersey which I'm wearing, the official Bayern Munich one, black and red, it is the new jersey which Bayern opted for their home fixture. But no, it is the likes of UEFA that they have got it, that you have to make those jerseys prominent enough, visible enough to be having the watch for the games. So these are the controversies which have been associated, and the Champions League anthem controversy for the Celtic fans, and the Bayern Munich jersey controversy which is happening. But on an aggregate, it is 2-1 for Bayern, and Bayern are definitely going to make it big or not. That is the aspect we will be having a watch as well. To talk about the lineups, those of you who had a miss of the lineup, to be precise, over here for both the teams, yes, it is over here on the panel. It is Neuer, it is Stanisic. Stanisic is back from the injuries. I mean, that Loney, who was at Leverkusen the previous season, originally from the Bayern Munich Academy, is back to the squad, and Stanisic is making those imprints in the first lineup for Vincent Kompany. Upamecano and Kim, the two pairings which Vincent Kompany is not being able to dilute by any means. Eric Dyer is the man, but not being much used. It was Guerrero on the left backs in the previous fixture as well, and over here it is that Konrad Lama, the change which Vincent Kompany has made. But Goretzka and Kimmich are there. Can they make those differences? And Olise has been paired with Gnabry. That is also the change which Vincent Kompany has made into this game. I mean, in the previous fixtures, to talk about it, it was the pairing of Olise and Sane, but Sane wasn't looking that clinical. He was even dropped from the first lineup against the Leverkusen. And Lama is that man who has been dropped. So two changes for Vincent Kompany's red and white jersey to be made. But from Brendan Rodgers, if you talk about it, I mean, the lineups he is having, it was Johnston, Victorus, and Trusty, as well as Schlupp is being called up. Oh my God, Schlupp has been called up. Trusty, Vickers, and Johnstons are the man on the center backs, which he was having in the previous lineup. But it is that player Taylor who has been dropped, and it is Schlupp, those transfers which Jeffrey Schlupp has got from Crystal Palace. I mean, he is that man who is picked in the first lineup. Jeffrey Schlupp, can he make those differences on the left backs? But apart from that, all the Celtic players, the attacks of Kuhn, Maida, Jota are there in the starting lineups. But Jota wasn't the man. It was Kuhn, Ida, and Maida who were chosen, but Ida was substituted in the 65 minutes in the first leg, and now he hasn't been picked up. So injuries to talk about from Brendan Rodgers, it is the likes of Bernardo and James Forrest who are missing in the lineup. But from Bayern Munich, it is now only Daniel Peretz who is off. I mean, suddenly Vincent Kompany's men have been looking filled up with all the players, and all the injuries are missing. What is that going to happen? It is going to be Mia and Mia. It is going to be the boys, the Celtic boys, or is it going to be the likes of Atlanta, or is it the likes of Club Brugge? Because AC Milan has got those upsets. Yes, the game has begun. Gnabry back passes to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer goes for a long pass. Olise on the right wings. Oh my God. AC Milan has got those upsets, guys. AC Milan has got those upsets. It is at the Allianz Arena. Stanisic has got that throw. Goes for Harry Kane. Header that is Musiala. Harry Kane into the box. Back passes that to Stanisic. Upamecano. Game. Guerrero on the left backs. Goes for Gnabry. Gnabry is deep laying into it. Passes that to Kim. Oh my god. The Celtic are making their formation count. Celtic are counting the numbers. Just look at the positioning of Celtic. They are counting the numbers. Because Vincent Company with those high lineup and with Bayern with those excessive high lineup, it is Brendan Rodgers' men who are just going by counting the numbers. Brendan Rodgers' men are now counting the numbers. They are making it big. In the first leg, they were impressive. Down by 2 goals, they managed to get a single goal, and that was something which they didn't even expect. There was many chances they were creating. It is Gnabry who is on an attacking prowl, gets that interception. Celtic is getting those clearances. Kim, header, passes to Guerrero, Goretzka. Kim again. Goes for Neuer. Neuer has to be a bit careful in this. He is a bit high on the pitch. Passes to Kim. Kim gets Musiala. Musiala gets a back heel touch to Guerrero on the wings. But Guerrero wasn't that aware to get the hold of the ball. Gnabry gets that to Goretzka. And yes, those of you who are watching this, do give your votes on the poll section that which has been pinned on the chat. It is into the box. Stanisic makes that pass. Oh my goodness. And we're about to get those scoring aspects. Gnabry, Musiala tries to change the wings. It is Musiala getting those counters. No. Clearance by Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel has got that clearance, and that was in a perfect time. That was on a perfect time. Kasper Schmeichel getting those clearances. Kimmich goes for the far wings. Olise, what a cross that is. Oh my god, Olise is inside the box. Will he get that curl? No, yes, he has that for a header. Gnabry. Oh my god, what a tackle to Gnabry. That was a header which Gnabry could have converted. Oh my god, look at that angle from Kimmich. That cross being made to Olise. Olise got that curl. It was Gnabry and Musiala both on the lines. Oh my god, it was Johnston, their player, who just got that header block. It was a goal incoming. Gnabry was there at the right position. Can we make those presence of Jeff Gnabry to be counted? Is he that man who is going to be lethal to be counted? Stanisic dropping down. Passes that to Upamecano. Guys, do excuse me for my deep sore throat. I mean, my temperature is a bit high and I'm not that well. Yes, how are you going to miss those football matches? When there is the Champions League, the numbers are counting. Look at that from Olise. Look at that from Olise. He is making those moves. Kimmich passes that to Kim. Kim goes for Guerrero. Goretzka dropping down. Goes for Olise again. Olise is the man on the target time and again from the left part of the centre back. Olise gets those header for Harry Kane. But that was a bit overpowered shot from Olise. Olise is making those differences, and it is likes of Kimmich and Goretzka who are consistently finding Olise on the wings. I mean, that is something to be watched over here because the likes of Olise against Schlupp. Schlupp is the man who will be staying a bit high on the pitch, and it is the likes of Johnston against Gnabry. That is Maida into the attacks. Upamecano. Passes to Manuel Neuer, save for it. Maida is that man, dangerous. He is the man scoring in the first leg as well. Upamecano goes for Guerrero. Kimmich finds Musiala. Back to Upamecano. Upamecano goes for Kim. I mean, the fight where Johnston and Gnabry will be having, that will be the aspect to watch. Goretzka passes that to Upamecano. Back to Goretzka. Kim. Olise. Goretzka again. Olise. That is something amiss. It is something which Celtic will enjoy. That is a shot being taken. Oh my God. Celtic got past it good. Celtic got past that dribble too good. Celtic got past that dribble so good. Oh my God. Celtic are making those moves, guys. Celtic are making those moves. I mean, to talk about this game in the Champions League, AC Milan has got those upsets. It is something big which the underdogs are going to cause. But time again, Bayern are going for those two lofted passes for their forwards to be holding on. Kim getting that interception good. Kimmich goes for Stanisic on the right wings. It is Olise again. Olise again. Schlupp is going a big win-win situation every time. Olise against the likes of Schlupp is going a big win-win time. But on the other hand, from the likes of Maida from Celtic, he is staying so high on the centre forwards, consistently pressing against Upamecano and Kim. It is for Celtic to make those long passes for Maida. At times, that might be critical in getting those aspects. That might be critical at times if Celtic are going to make those passes. That might be a bit worrying for the Bayern defense as well. Gnabry on the other side is staying a bit deep, and it is Musiala who is high up on the pitch. Because Johnston is this man, he would definitely love to go big on the wings. Neuer goes for Musiala. What a lofted left footer pass that was from Manuel Neuer. Kimmich, Upamecano passes that to Olise. Stanisic on the wings goes for Harry Kane. The flags are not raised. A shot being taken, but Schmeichel deflects that shot from Harry Kane. Schmeichel, Kasper Schmeichel, the man, the goalkeeper who deflects that shot from Harry Kane. Just give me a minute. Let me just put this. Yes, it is now looking good. Kimmich again. Stanisic and Guerrero both are staying high up on the pitch. It is Maida who is being given those company with Kuhn, and it is Hatate who are both pressing it high up on the pitch. Good formation. Brendan Rodgers with those attacking aspects is looking a bit high up on the pitch. It is Stanisic again on the right wings. I mean, it was the previous game against Leverkusen where Bayern were not having those shots at least being taken. They were 0 shots against Leverkusen, but over here it is the home of Alliance. Bayern are looking bit composite on the aspect. And talking about the fixtures, Celtic In the Scottish League, they are at the top, and Bayern in the Bundesliga are at the top. Both the top contenders of their domestic leagues are playing in this round of 32 second leg in the Champions League. Look at those moves from Johnston. Every time he is trying to find Kuhn, Kuhn is going to the mids, goes far wide, but interception from Stanisic. Stanisic is the man who is seen moving high up on the page, goes for Harry Kane. Will he take that shot? Denied by Johnston again. Johnston is that man who is seen working hard on the pitch. Johnston is the man from Celtic who is seen working hard on the pitch. It is the likes of Johnston who is working hard on the pitch from the Celtic. I mean, look at that aspect from Celtic. They are not giving those passes again. It was in the first leg, Bayern were getting bit dominated in the first half, but after those, I mean initial first half, but after those 20-25 minutes, it was Celtic who were trying to get those press. Upamecano goes for Kimmich. Kimmich is staying on the defensive aspects. Back passes to Upamecano. Musiala again. Upamecano is going high up on the pitch to Gnabry on the left midfields. Kim. Guerrero again. A good position Bayern is enjoying at the Alliance so far. 12 minutes, 30 seconds on the watch. Kim. Musiala again. Musiala goes for Kimmich. Kimmich again for Elise. What is that going to happen? Is it the first goal which Bayern are going to score and then they are going to take those big momentum in those possession as well as in those attacks, or it is going to be the goalless first half? What are your predictions? And yes, what are your predictions as well on the results? Do give your votes on the chat section which has been pinned. Celtic are again looking, making those moves. Celtic are again looking, making those moves. They are time and again. Celtic are looking, making those moves. They are making it bit critical at times. That is a throw for Bayern. Guerrero passes that to Kim. Kimmich. Upamecano. So in this, Vincent Company is going for those three centre backs. Musiala goes for Elise. Stanisic on the right wings goes for that cross. Crosses from Stanisic are not going good for those headers. Kimmich, Elise again. Back passes to Kimmich. Look at those two, number 41 Hatate as well as number 38 Maida. Both of them are staying at those perfect positions. I mean, both Hatate and Maida, they are pressing it high. And Maida is that unpredictable player who makes those incisive runs at times. He is a bit dangerous in making that. Once again, guys, do excuse me for my deep sore throat. I'm having those high temperature and not that well. It is Jota. He has the company of Kun on the other side. Stanisic goes for Jota. Will he get that goal? Oh my God, Manuel Neuer was just Kon just got that goal past Manuel Neuer, but it was Kim who was there on the post saving it. Big concerns, big concerns. It is again an opportunity missed. Anything is happening, anything is happening. Celtic are making those presence felt. It was their number 10, Kohn, who got that past Manuel Neuer, but Kim Min-jae gets those interceptions finally. And now again, the thing which is looking absent over here from Bayern's aspect is the involvement of Goretzka in the mid pitch. Look at that. Kim and Upamecano both. Oh my God, it was Kun. My mistake, guys. It wasn't Kim Min-jae, but it was Guerrero who got those interceptions. Lucky. I mean, look at that move from Kim Min-jae. He was so late in dropping down. Oh my God. Kim Min-jae is going to get those big worries. Kim Min-jae is not looking, I mean, I don't think that he has got those best sleep the previous night, and I don't know what he is looking at in the pitch, but defensively he is not looking good. Kim Min-jae for today, defensively not looking good. Upamecano, oh my God, that is a win-win situation. What is that happening at the defensive aspect of Bayern? And with those presses being made, why they are not clearing those ball, whether as from the likes of Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, both are trying to get those baby passes on the defense. What is that baby pass on the defense you are going to make in the Champions League? That is some sort of horror show which the defensive lineup of Upamecano and Kim Min-jae are making. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is something which a horror show from the defensive aspect from Bayern, Upamecano and Kim Min-jae not going for those clearances rather than going for those build-ups. That is looking a big horror show. I mean, this build-up which company is trying to have with the likes of Upamecano and Kim Min-jae passing to Manuel Neuer at times, and they are not finding those defensive midfields at the perfect position, and they are not counting those numbers well enough. Now it is Olise who is dropping down. Look at that. It is now Olise who is dropping down. Can Celtic cause those big upsets for the powerful and the muscle memory of the Bayern? Even look at that defensive lineup of Upamecano and Kim Min-jae. They are staying so wide apart. They are staying so not bit aligned as well. That both center back pairing, they are not staying at the line. They are not maintaining those offside traps as well. Jota is the man from the Celtic against Stanisic, but Stanisic at times is seen blocking Jota good enough, not giving him those spaces. Now Harry Kane has also joined, dropping down on the mid pitch. It is quite evident that the big fixtures which Bayern is playing, traveling it in the Bundesliga, those big games against Leverkusen, they are looking bit lack of energy and lack of those stamina in those aspects. It is a clearance. Harry Kane goes for Olise, but who is there on the other wing who is making those counters? Who is that on the other side of the wings who is going to make those counters? Goretzka, Kimmich, staying bit defensive now. Bayern have felt the tremor from Celtic and they are going bit defensive now. It is 20 minutes on the watch. Opportunities are incoming for both the teams, but it is the goal which matters. It is the score line which matters in the end. The stats are not going to count back. It will be kept in the book of the history, but it is the number of goals being scored is going to be counted. But Stanisic is not being able to make those passes. Stanisic, on the other hand, from the right backs, is not being able to make those passes. I mean, why Hiroki Ito wasn't picked up when he got the taste of the blood in the first leg? But no, it is company who went for Stanisic. Maybe those training session moments where he might have found Stanisic better than Hiroki Ito. I mean, look at that drop down moments. Gnabry is dropping down. Harry Kane, will he get that shot? Oh my god, a save from Kasper Schmeichel again. Harry Kane got that shot from inside the box, but Schmeichel gets that deflection. Was that offside? No. Harry Kane was onside. The flags were even raised. I mean, Harry Kane just couldn't get enough of his boot, but there was some sort of deflection as well from Trusty. Harry Kane is having a smile on his face. Oh my goodness, Harry Kane is having a smile on his face at the Alliance Arena. The referee on the pitch, Bernard Bastian, that man, hope he doesn't commit any sort of nuisances because previously he has been associated with those Celtic victories. He is familiar with Celtic, but this is the first time he is officiating it at Alliance and for Bayern as well. Look at that. The referee is having a view of the ball on the corners to take it. What is that, Bernard Baston? What are you looking for those corners? He make with that Turner takes a header deflection. Gnabry, Olise again, header. It is. Oh my god. That was Guerrero on the far post trying to get those through passes into the box. It is only the likes of Olise who is getting those crosses happening. Apart from that, from the likes of Stanisic, those crosses are not incoming. Kimmich at times is making those appearances. Goretzka is trying to find Olise as well. It is for Gnabry to come high, come with those bright and shine. Has Jeff Gnabry polished his boots before this fixture? Kimmich takes that corner to Olise. Look at that from Serge Gnabry. What a cross or what a shot was he trying to take? Oh my god. Look at that cross from Gnabry, what he did just now. Look at that from Gnabry. I mean, to talk about the big chances, Celtic has got to talk about at least two big chances to be converted in this second leg so far. Whereas Bayern also has got a big chance to be counting on it, but not getting those clinical finishings. So Meccano again. Olise not making those passes to Stanisic. He goes for Harry Kane again. Header interception from the Celtic. Jota dropping down on the wings. Gets those clearances, but straight to Olise on the right mid pitch. It is Kimmich. Back passes to Upamecano. Kim Goretzka passes happening on. Upamecano again. Kimmich. Look at that. Look at that. Celtic are going with the press, which, especially with the likes of, Maida on the forwards. It is Hatate who is moving high up on the pitch, and it is Kuhn who is making those presses. They are going for those three forwards, but in the mid pitch, they are staying bit aligned with the presence of Goretzka as well as Musiala, but Musiala is not seen dropping down much at times, and none of those creative passes Musiala is even making those touches. Musiala is not that man which Bayern are looking making those passes. Goretzka, finally Musiala makes that pass on the outer circle of the box. Goretzka back to Kimmich. Celtic is playing a bit wide at times. It is Musiala who has found those spaces. Guerrero with that lower cross, man. Guerrero take those upper crosses. You are old enough, boy. You are old enough. Guerrero needs to take those upper curls. Man, that was straight for Harry Kane. It is Bayern who are getting too predictable because every time they are choosing Harry Kane to make those passes in the forwards, especially in those goal scoring aspects. Kimmich with that cross, what a superb cross that is. Schmeichel getting those deflections again. The first goal of the first leg, Kimmich got with that corner. That was also very much mesmerizing to watch. Him getting those deflections. Bayern is making this game complicated by itself. Bayern is making this game very much complicated by itself. Bayern are getting this game complicated very much by itself. It is not required. Look at those center back aspects from Kim Min-jae and Upamecano. They are raising it so high at times on the pitch, but they are not counting those numbers. Now it is the pass which has made. Johnston goes for Maida. Deflection, interception from Upamecano came. Goretzka not having that pace, not carrying that ball far enough, goes for Musiala on the wings. Musiala cutting in into the box. Guerrero not being able to collect that pass. It is that midfield presence from Bayern where they are not getting those interceptions from the build-ups of Celtic as well in those counters. Jota is the man. He has those experiences in his bag and he is counting it good. But will that be the difference which will be counting? Will that be the difference? Will that be the difference which will be going to be counted at the end of this game? Stats are definitely not going to matter in the long fixtures of the Champions League. It is the goals which are going to matter. To make back passes to Manuel Neuer. Neuer finds Kim. But look at that midfield presence. No one is there dropping down in the mid pitch to take those passes from the defensive aspects of Bayern. Musiala drops down, gets that. Goretzka, Gnabry cuts in. Will he take that shot? No. Yes. Oh my God. Gnabry was in two mind whether he is going to take that shot or whether he is going for that goal. Gnabry was in two minds that whether he is going to take that shot or whether he is going to go for a pass. It is those two mind difficulties which Bayern is having in those playmaking. 30 minutes on the watch, still goalless. Neuer goes for Elise. It is Schlupp who is being targeted. Bayern is targeting Schlupp time and again. Gnabry on the mid pitch goes for Guerrera. No, it is Musiala who collects it. Musiala, what a shot. Musiala just has a drop down shot. Musiala with that shot that wasn't looking that clinical into it. Gnabry presses it, wins with that possession. Crosses from Gnabry not happening. Crosses from Gnabry not happening. Vincent Company has got those two names. It is the likes of Serge Gnabry that is not happening. It is the likes of Leroy Sané not happening. Number 7 and the likes of number 10 from Bayern not happening. Elise goes for Guerrero. Musiala, Olise has changed his position, moving to the left wings. Guerrero goes for Musiala. It is the likes of Musiala and Olise doing those creativity, but from the likes of Gnabry, not happening at all. Bayern in their final thirds are also not looking good enough making those passes. Kimmich, Gnabry. Gnabry is looking like a lame meat on the pitch. Gnabry is looking like a lame meat on the pitch. Guerrero goes for Kimmich. Gnabry is just dropping down and making those back passes. Apart from that, no creativity from him. No creativity from Serge Gnabry on the pitch so far. Olise back passes to Kimmich. Guerrero back to Kimmich. Kimmich is trying to get something orchestrating from the mid pitch, but he is not getting those assists of Goretzka at times. I mean, look at that poor midfield presence with Celtic is pressing it good. And in those counters, they are going for those, I mean, inverted horizontal positions in those counters. On the other hand, Bayern dropping down in those defensive aspects is getting bit late at times. Celtic are really playing it good. They are making their presence, what they were having in the first leg, really good. No denying the fact. I mean, Celtic playing like this at the Bayern, definitely they are doing it so good. They are definitely doing it so good. Much to be praised about Brendan Rodgers and their team. Talking about the stats so far, 4 shots from Bayern, 3 on target. It was Michael getting those deflections on those 3 times, whereas Celtic has got 3, just 1 on target, and that was a clearance which Guerrero got. I mean, their player Kuhn just got it past Manuel Neuer. And yes, those of you who are watching this, do give us your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins out of there. And it is the upset which AC Milan has got today. That is also the big thing happening. Milan has been knocked out on an aggregate of 1-2, that of Feyenoord. I mean, both Feyenoord and Milan got those red cards. It was Sergio Conceição's man Hernandez who got that red card on the 51st minute. And it was Feyenoord getting those red cards, but it was late in the stoppage time. On an aggregate 2-1, Feyenoord gets it big. Oh my god. That was something not expected to be happening from Feyenoord. But Feyenoord, to talk about in the Champions League, they have got this win over Milan. They have got those wins over Bayern. Apart from that, in the Champions League, they lost to Lille. That was a big time. And they got those draws against Manchester City. They got a loss against Salzburg. Oh my God. I mean, Feyenoord has got some sort of mixed results in the Champions League and they lost 4-0 against Leverkusen. I mean, that is something which Feyenoord has got and something is looking cooking for this team Feyenoord. They have got those big upsets. I mean, to talk wise, in the similar wise, it is Vincent Company, Pep Guardiola, who have got those upsets from Feyenoord. And apart from that, in the same pattern, if you talk about, yes, that is what in this similar pattern to talk about, it was Sparta Prague, but against Salzburg they lost. Feyenoord, oh my God! But what was that? It was a big weight game. Olise on the wings into the corners. Stanisic, will he get that shot? Kimmich takes that, but wide off the post. That was Joshua Kimmich taking that shot finally. Nobody's for Michael this time. Stanisic is looking. Oh my God, that shot from Kimmich. It was bit wide, bit wide. It was a bit wide one. And on the other hand, oh my goodness, Club Brugge has scored those two goals against Atlanta. Oh my God, Gasperini's men are down by two goals. They were previously down by two goals and now again on an aggregate of 4-1. Holy Christ, Jewish Stadium, the home of Atlanta, will witness another exit. Atlanta is going to get those exits if they are not getting those three goals, equalizers, or comebacks. Oh my God, Gasperini's men are getting those exits. Gasperini's men are also getting those exits. On the other hand, Benfica and Monaco are one each. Oh my God, this Champions League fixtures are getting those big upsets. You can't deny that. Kimmich sweating high on the pitch with that corner being taken. What a curl that is. Goretzka, Upamecano jumping, not being able to get those headers. It is the pressure which is being felt. Bayern are feeling the pressure. It is quite evident that Bayern are feeling that pressure. Atlanta has got those upsets. It is 41 minutes on their watch and Atlanta are down by two goals. In the previous leg as well, it was Atlanta 1, Club Brugge 2, and on an aggregate, it is now 4-1 in favor of Club Brugge. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. UEFA Champions League getting those big upsets. Lise not going for Stanisic, passes that to Musiala. Musiala is again going to the mid part of the pitch. I mean, the first half, Bayern is looking predictable every time they are getting their ball possession from the mid flanks. They are going to the center forward, the mid pitch. That is disheartening. That is disheartening. Club Brugge has been really causing those upsets. I mean, it was Manchester City who got those 3-1 win against Club Brugge, but Juventus were confined to a draw in the Champions League, and Club Brugge won against Sporting CP as well. But that was the time when Ruben Amorim wasn't available. Celtic and Club Brugge was a draw. Club Brugge won against Aston Villa in the Champions League. Oh my goodness. AC Milan got those wins against Club Brugge. Sturm were defeated by Club Brugge, but Club Brugge and Dortmund, it was Dortmund getting those wins. Club Brugge has also caused those upsets, but what is that Snurz Gnabry doing time and again? He is being felt like a lone meat on the pitch. It is looking like a lone meat on the pitch. That is not happening from Serge Gnabry. That is not at all happening from Serge Gnabry. Serge Gnabry is missing everything. He is not even getting those touches. He is not even getting those passes, not even those shots. Serge Gnabry, I mean, in the second half, Vincent Kompany will have to go for those substitutions. It will be Kingsley Coman because Leroy Sané is also that stale meat. Two of these, the number 10 and number 7 from Bayern, missing it big time. They are not happening anymore. It has been long sticking to these two players. The patience of the Bayern fans are really up. The patience of the Bayern fans are really up. We are not being able to tolerate Serge Gnabry anymore. I mean, from the performances which we are talking, not happening. A change is needed. A change is definitely the need of the hour. It is going to be too late. Neuer. That is for Stanisic. Olise. Goretzka back passes to Olise again. Kimmich. I mean, that is the thing which is happening when Stanisic is dropping down. I mean, when Stanisic is high up on the pitch, it is Olise dropping down, but Olise is not going for those recovery ball. That is a back pass from Stanisic. That is a bad choice which Vincent Kompany has made. Stanisic to be felt into the Champions League. No, it was definitely Hiroki Ito with that presence felt in the first leg has not been given those opportunities. I mean, Vincent Kompany with this tactical ability, I won't say that this is the first choice of team which he has made good. Not that first choice has been made good, but he would definitely want to have those rotations. The reason why he would comment to have the two options of Gnabry and Stanisic on the team. Meccano goes for Stanisic again on the right wings. Give that cross, boy. It is Olise who is pointing at the pitch. Gnabry is seen nowhere. Gnabry is not even having those touches on the pitch. Serge Gnabry is not even having those touches on the pitch. Olise again not looking to the best of his form. Passes that to Stanisic. Harry Kane takes that goal, but it heads the top post. Oh my god. That shot from Harry Kane at the Allianz Arena just hits the top post. Stanisic again. What is that Gnabry doing over there? My goodness. Olise, take that shot, boy. Missed passes are happening. Shots are being taken. Man, that shot from Harry Kane, it could have been that ease of breath which they could have afforded in the second leg. But no, that hits the top bar. That shot from Harry Kane hits the top bar. 45 minutes are up. What is the added time which is being awarded? No added time. Oh my god. The referee on the pitch blows the whistle, and that is the end of the first half. That is the end of the first half. Oh my god. What is that happening? Because on the other side, look at this. Oh my god, it is Club Brugge and Atlanta, which already Club Brugge getting those 2-1 against Atlanta, and now they have got those two more 4-1 on an aggregate. Atlanta lagging behind at the Jewish Stadium. Oof. UEFA Champions League matches are taking those hoofs and poofs out of the football fans. And on the other hand, AC Milan and Feyenoord getting those clearance, exits. Rossoneri is getting it. Feyenoord making their mark, and it is Club Brugge who is making those moves. And on the other hand, Benfica and Monaco, talk about them, it is still 1-1 on an aggregate. Benfica and Monaco. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is that going to happen? Because if we talk about these stats, 7 shots which Bayern has taken, Bayern has got those opportunities as well. 3 on target, but not getting clinical enough. Whereas Celtic on their counters are looking lethal at times. Celtic on their corners are looking lethal at times. What is that which is going to happen? It is the upsets which are going to be caused or not. That is the watch to have. That is the watch to have. Oh my god. And can we, yeah, now it is looking fine. Yeah. Wait a second, guys. Let me put this. Yeah. Calendar is live as well. Yeah. Everything we are getting it. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that is all about it, but we will look into it bit later. But as of now, the stats which are happening, oh my goodness, everything is missing. Everything is missing. To talk about the lineups for Bayern with this, Serge Gnabry is looking like a big piece of meat on the pitch. Serge Gnabry with this is looking like a big piece of meat on the pitch. Is that something which is going to be disheartening for the Bayern fans? Or is it the likes of Vincent Company going to make those changes or not? That will be counting. But let us switch off this. Finally, we have switched off. Just give me a second, guys. Yes, now the screen is finally off. Oh my god. That is what I saw. There were three. But what is that going to happen? To talk about this, is there going to be anything happening? The UCL showdown is looking bit disheartening. We will take a short break because the second half is going to begin, and we will also make the analysis of the first half. But give me a short break, and I'll be back in just 1 minute, guys. Give me a short break. Man are really looking hopeless at are really looking hopeless. What is that going to happen? What is that going to happen? Bayern are at times looking hopeless. Bayern are at times looking bit hopeless. Can't do anything. Bayern are really looking hopeless at times. This is something which Bayern is not known for, and this is something which Bayern are definitely not making it happen. And it is definitely not going to be the talk of the town. It is not going to be the talk of the town. that is not at all looking the talk of the town tomorrow morning to be happening for Bayern. That is definitely not looking the talk of the town tomorrow morning happening for Bayern. I mean, the upsets which is happening in the Champions League. And yes, guys, we are back from that short break. But Bayern are not looking making it big on the watch. Bayern are not looking at making it big on the watch. That is not happening from Bayern's aspect. Something or the other is looking definitely missing. Something or the other is definitely looking missing. It is the odds of Serge Gnabry not making it good. And it is definitely the likes of, big things happening and worrying for Bayern at times. How is that going to create those differences? And yes, guys, those of you who are watching is do give your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins. Who is going to get those wins? Oh my goodness. Not at all looking good from the aspect of Bayern at times. Because talking about the stats to be specific, we can put the stats over here. Just look at these stats. This is quite disheartening. It was first Gnabry who took that shot. It was so close to the box, but he missed it. And on the second part, it was McGregor who made those moves. The counters which are being made consistently. It is that 16 minutes. Kuhn also get that past Manuel Neuer, but it was Guerrero saving it. 18 minutes, it was Maida. Those first 20 minutes counters, Celtic made it. They were looking good and winning those cheap, sticky, peaky positions from the centre backs of Upamecano and Kim Min Jae. But no defensive midfield presence from Goretzka can be seen much onto the pitch. And on the other hand, it was Harry Kane, 22nd minute a shot. Gnabry again, 30th minute. Yala was a wide off shot taken wide off from the box. Kimmich, that was a bit close, but not that clinical enough. Harry Kane again, that 45 minutes touches the top post. Man are missing those big clinical moments. Looking at that 7 shots which Bayern has taken, but the previous fixture it was Bayern lacking those creativity suddenly out of nowhere. In the fixtures which they are playing in the Bundesliga, they have got those top 3 Bundesliga team fixtures this month. It is looking a bit disheartening. And on the other hand, if we look about this, it is more disheartening. 3 shots off target, 3 on target, 1 block shot. Casper Schmeichel from Celtic is doing his job so good. But the number of passes which has been made from Bayern, 403, 93% passing accuracy, but in their final thirds and fourth, they are just lagging it back. 190 passes in their own half, 183 in the opposition half. That this stat is quite evident that man are not getting those creativities in the opposition box. Even in the number of corners which has been taken, not looking good. Bayern are really missing those big things. And to talk about in the lineup, Just look at this. It is the stalemate presence of Gnabry. Olise is not looking best of his form. Musiala is being man-marked. It is Kim who is doing his job, at times good, but Upamecano is struggling. Kim was also a bit struggling. Stanisic and Guerrero are making these moves, but the forwards of Bayern are really lacking it back. And Vincent Company has to make those substitutions. He definitely has to call in Coman because Sane is also that another big chunk of meat apart from Gnabry on the pitch. So what is that? Which these substitutions, which Bayern are going to make it? Vincent Company, is he going to make those changes or not? That will also be the watch to have. On the other hand, Celtic hasn't been doing it. They have parked the bus on their defensive half for most of the times, but their counters, they are looking lethal. Oh my god, that is the substitution which has been made. That is the substitution which has been made. It is the likes of Kunslek Koman who is seen on the pitch. That is what Bayern has left for in this game. That is what Bayern has been left for in this game. I mean, must be Serge Gnabry moving out to the sidelines and making way for Kingsley Coman because Serge Gnabry was not looking that good. Now, after this, the second half is going to begin. With the lineups which we were having over here. I mean, is that going to be the difference over here? Look at that. Oh my god, it is Serge Gnabry who is on the pitch. Serge Gnabry is still on the pitch. It is Kingsley Coman who has been brought in and Harry Kane has been dropped. Harry Kane has been dropped. Look at that. Celtic is making those moves inside the box. The second half has just started and Celtic are making their presence felt. Upamecano is down on the pitch. Oh my god. What a substitution that is. It is Harry Kane. Harry Kane has been substituted. What is that? Harry Kane has been substituted and Vincent Company has moved in for the substitution of Harry Kane. Holy moly, Coley. What is that which is going to happen? Oh my god. That is Goretzka inside the box. Denied. I mean, Harry Kane in the previous picture, he has got those facial injuries because the game against Leverkusen was too tiring. But then also Harry Kane made that presence for the starting lineup. But in the second half, he has been dropped down. Oh my god. So who is going to be in the forwards? Definitely it will be Serge Gnabry making his moves. But will he be that clinical? Where Harry Kane was performing, it is for the Mia and Mia things to happen. Upamecano goes for Goretzka. Goretzka staying on the centre backs with Kim. Coman passes back to Goretzka. Upamecano again. Kim is that sole centre back staying deep down. Passes for Olise. Olise goes for Gnabry. Gnabry, that first touch was again not that good. So one change which Vincent Company has made in the second half. Harry Kane getting substituted and it is Kingsley Coman coming onto the pitch. Harry Kane has got some facial injuries in the game against Leverkusen. That was a big game and Harry Kane wasn't given those substitutions as well in that match, but in this he was not looking that fit and he has got those substitutions. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But still on an aggregate 2-1, Bayern are leading it. And the biggest upset is that of AC Milan getting it against the likes of Feyenoord. They have got those exits. Feyenoord has made their tickets confirmed for the top 16. Kingsley Coman from the wings into the box. Price for those crosses were denied. Gimmick again. Lise. I mean, if Bayern are not going to get those one goal or two goal up to those 70 minutes, then the last 20 minutes, Olise from the edge of the box goes for those curls. Not happening from Olise as well. But Atlanta and Club Brugge, oh my goodness, Club Brugge has scored those three goals. I mean, Goretzka missing that. Michael is doing a good job. Benfica and Monaco still one each. Atlanta and Club Brugge, oh my god, on an aggregate 5-2. That is a big disheartening. But we are having the watch along of Bayern and Celtic. But Upamecano is time and again making those missed passes on the defensive aspect. Why is he not going for those clearances? I'm not being able to understand. Command to Musiala. Musiala is not getting those first touch good enough. Musiala is also not getting those first touch good enough to have. That is also a big worry. Musiala is also not having those good first touch inside the box. Police is trying to get some creativity out of here. Goes for Gnabry, miss pass, miss pass. Celtic are getting those interceptions good. You can't deny that. Celtic is getting those interceptions time and again so good. You can't deny that. Celtic are getting those interceptions time and again. And yes, they are looking it so good. Celtic are getting those interceptions time and again, and they are doing it really so good. No denying the fact. How are those changes going to happen? How are those changes going to happen at times? I'm not being able to understand anything out of it. I'm not being able to understand anything out of it. Every time the passes are being made, but no creativity is happening. It is the cluster of the players in the mid pitch, which Bayern is time and again trying to get, but they are not getting it far from the wings. They are not getting it far from the wings. That is the thing which is missing. Musiala inside the box, but time and again, time and again, those are being denied consistently. Consistently, those are being denied. Consistently, time and again, Bayern are being denied. Maida, Upamecano is man marking Maida too close. It is Olise again. Coman on the wings inside the box. Will he make that turn or that pass? Back passes to Goretzka. Goretzka, a stale move, a late move from him. That is something not expected. That is something not expected. Police again. I mean, band players are really looking bit a lack of confidence. They are playing those fixtures and suddenly they are looking, making those tackles happening, and no way they are going for those thirds and fourths to be converted. Coman to Musiala again. I mean, look at the speed. Look at the positioning of Celtic players. Kimmich on the edge of the box goes for those crosses. Stanisic. Sick. Make your character speak up, big boy. Make your character speak up. 55 minutes on the watch. I mean, some of the big opportunities man have got in this have not been that clinical into those finishings. Oh my god, on the other hand, Monaco has leveled the aggregate against Benfica. Oh my god, they have got those two goals. Benfica won, and Benfica at away has got that one goal on an aggregate. It is 2-2. Oh my god. Atlanta down by 3-1 against Club Brugge on an aggregate, 5-2 trailing behind at their home half Jewish stadium. Milan has got those upsets, and now it is Bayern and Celtic. But in the first leg, Bayern 2-1 with that score line is still having that pace to boast of, but no chance for Bayern to get that fresh breath. That space of fresh breath for Bayern is missing in this. Celtic are really spreading the outfield of Bayern, and Bayern are not being able to understand the numbers counting on the pitch. Whereas the drop down movements, I mean, Gnabry and Goretzka, both of them are looking so lazy at times. It is Jota getting those dribbles. Stanisic. It is Upamecano finally getting those deflections. What is that Upamecano trying to do on the pitch? Goretzka goes for Stanisic is high. Will he move those? Oh my god, man, players are struggling in making those runs as well. Oh man, inside the box. That is a tackle, but that is a perfect tackle. Bayern are having those lazy moments on the pitch. I mean, it is looking quite evident that Bayern are struggling with pace. Bayern are really struggling with pace and they are relying much on their defensive aspect on the pitch. Holy Christ. It is still 58 minutes on the watch, but this won't be the story on the, after those 70th minutes, because Celtic will definitely look to open up on the pitch. Celtic will look to open up on the pitch. Police again cutting in, but Schlupp is now denying anything incoming from Olise. Back passes to Goretzka. Kim Minje passes to Kimmich. Musiala takes that shot. That shot from Musiala wasn't that good enough. Oof. When is that first goal going to come? When is that first goal going to come? First goal going to come. Celtic have now got those substitutions. It is Adam Ida coming in. Jota, their player, is, the experience of Jota has not been sacrificed. Adam Ida, he wasn't that clinical in the first leg. Will he make those moves? Upamecano back passes to Kim. Upamecano again. Neuer goes for Goretzka, is bit late. Goretzka is making those moments so late in the pitch. Goretzka is making those moments so late in the pitch. It is for Musiala. Guerrero. Guerrero has got Coman on the wings. Back passes to Goretzka again. Kimmich. Coman. Coman goes for Goretzka. Upamecano. Olise. 61 minutes on the watch. Single substitution from Vincent Company in the first half. That is the likes of Kingsley Coman coming in for injury-ridden Harry Kane, and it is Adam Ida who has now made his move, getting Jota substituted from the Celtic. Adam Ida has got those numbers counting in the Scottish League this season. Kuhn is the man. Also, he has got those numbers counting. He has got those goals, those assists. Maeda is also their man who has got those. On the other hand, it is Hatate who has been seen making moves in the first half, but in the second half, he is not seen much high up on those attacking aspects. Looking at their player, Adam Ida, he looks like Thiago Alcantara at times. This is the story most of the times which Bayern has in the Champions League, where the opposition just drops down for those defensive aspects. Olise inside the box takes that shot, but straight to Schmeichel. Take those left footer, boys. Take those left footers. The number of saves which Schmeichel has made in this game, you would definitely count on his stats. But the shots which has been taken by the Bayern players hasn't been that clinical enough, or a big save from Schmeichel to be talking about. Oh my god, Kim Min-jae getting those deflections, not good. It is Celtic who has scored. The blunder has been made and created. Bayern players were looking bit slow. They were looking down in the energy from the start of the first minute, and now it is Celtic who has leveled the scores. Celtic is on an aggregate now 2 each. Oh my goodness. Celtic on an aggregate is now leveled with Bayern's. Look at that. Guerrero, Kim Min-jae, a rusty tackle, nowhere near the ball. He just glides away. He was having a fun on the defensive aspect. Look at that gliding movement from Kim Min-jae. What a tackle that was. Kim Min-jae, what a tackle that was. Look at that. He was at the right time. He gave those sliding tackles. But Kim Min-jae, what a mimicry sliding tackle that was. Kim Min-jae, what a mimic. What a bad sliding tackle that was. Time and again we have been complaining about this Kim Min-jae, and now he has created those blunders. He has created those blunders. Kim Min-jae has created those big blunders. Big blunders from Kim Min-jae in getting those sliding tackles. What he was sliding, what he was trying to get those clearances. I mean, I am no way justified with that tackle which Kim Min-jae has made. Not at all justified from Kim Min-jae. Not at all justified from Kim Min-jae. Vincent Kompany's face has just shrunk down to a couch potato and he is looking red hot, but he has no answers because no goals yet Bayern has been able to score. It is Celtic at the Alliance getting one goal up against Bayern. On aggregate, it is 2-2. Oh my god. Oh my god. Big upsets. It is the day of the big upsets. Kimmich passes that to Davis on the back. Kimmich is down to the ground. It is 65 minutes. After those 75 minutes, Celtic will definitely move to make those counters. It will be a more horror show for Bayern to have. Upamecano to Manuel Neuer. Look at that move from Kim Min-jae. I mean, from the first day he has been in the team, really, I have been not liking the way he does those defensive aspects. And again, in the Champions League, I mean, the tackle which he has just made, that was a horror show. That was a horror show from Kim Min-jae. He just gave away those opportunities to Poon. I mean, with those sliding tackles, it would have been just avoided so easily, but he just couldn't even get a touch of the ball with those sliding tackles where he was there at the right time to get those tackles made. Oh my god. Oh my god. Celtic on the other hand are playing it so good. Celtic on the other hand are playing it so good. Olise for Sane. Sane on the edge of the box. Maida is dropping down, but where is the midfield presence which Bayern is having? Kimmich for Coman. Coman for Musiala. But if you are going to score first against Bayern, then you are definitely going to trail 8 behind. Coman again trying to take that shot again straight into the hands of Schmeichel. Straight into the hands of Schmeichel. Straight into the hands of Schmeichel. 2 substitutions being made. Leroy Sané coming in for Gnabry. Alphonso Davies coming in for Guerrero. 3 substitutions which Vincent Kompany has made. This is the end of Vincent Kompany. This is the end of Kim Min-jae. This is the end of Serge Gnabry. And if Leroy Sané is also going to take the walk, then the same story has to be happening with him as well. No denying the fact. No denying the fact. Please don't rely in this player Kim Min-jae. Man, horror show he has been giving it. I mean, what a sliding tackle that was from him. What a sliding tackle that was from Kim. What he was trying to do. What sort of sliding tackle was that from Kim Min-jae? Man, it is a horror show, and time and again, it is Vincent Company sticking with Kim Min-jae and Upamecano. I am really not liking it. I am really not liking that. It is a horror show. It is a horror show which is happening at the Alliance. It is a horror show which is happening at the Alliance. Now that scoring guy Kun has been substituted and Yang Hoon Jun has been called into the substitutions. Damn, man, damn. Gnabry getting those missed passes, those late conversions which he can't do. Goretzka not getting those conversions. It is a disheartening performance at Alliance Arena so far by the Bavarians. No denying the fact. Police getting those headers. I mean, the Bayern players are looking lacking in that speed. Kim Davis. Man, look at that. Celtic is making those counters again. It is Maida against Stanisic. Maida gets that header. Oh my god. I mean, I'm not being able to understand why Kim Min-jae is being still being played. Trusty makes that challenge to Police. Upamecano to Goretzka. Musiala. No creativity. No creativity. It is that centre backs who have committed those mistakes, but no creativity from the forwards as well. Look at that. Olise is moving, but whom is he going to make those passes happening? It is after that goal which Celtic has scored, some of the momentum from the man players are seen looking happening. Leroy Sane back to Kimmich, goes for Sane again. Sane cuts a curtain. No one is there, neither Musiala nor Olise. The absence of a forward striker, center forward, is looking happening. The absence of a center forward is now seen happening on the pitch. Whereas Stanisic, time and again, he is being overtaken by Maida. Maida is that man who is having those speed. He is causing those upsets. He is causing those upsets. I mean, talking about Celtic, they lost to Aston Villa. They won over Young Boys in the Champions League. We are talking about. It was Dinamo Zagreb. They were goalless against Club Brugge. Draw 1-1. Against Leipzig, they won 3-1, but it was the home against Atlanta. They had a draw. It was Dortmund. They lost the first game of the Champions League. I mean, the reason why these Celtic are up here at the Alliance. Kim Min-jae now gets that header interception. Stanisic is Sane on the wings. And it goes for Musiala. Olise, will he take that shot? That is a fall inside the box, but the referee is pointing straight. Goretzka gets that header from Kimmich again. Benoit Bastion, the referee on the pitch. I mean, that tackle which was made, Olise. I mean, look at that. It is the character which the Celtic players are showing. They are giving till the last drop. Oh my god, that header from Goretzka was a hairline off from the far post. Alfonso Davis in the squad, back from the injuries. Will that be the counting moment? Man are now looking available of all the players apart from the likes of their goalkeeper. I mean, to talk about him, it is Daniel Peretz who is missing because of his injuries. Apart from that, all the players are available. But still, no presence of Thomas Muller. Still, no presence of Thomas Muller on the pitch. Sane not getting those first touches, man. Stanisic is making those passes, but still Thomas Muller isn't being called. 75 minutes on the watch. Vincent Company is making those back of a decision. Still Thomas Muller is not being called. Why is Vincent Company not bringing in Thomas Muller on the pitch? I'm not being able to understand. This is looking like a horror show. Vincent Company is making a horror show out here at the Alliance. I mean, Vincent Company with Kim Min-jae and Upamecano, those two pairings is looking like a horror show. Oman to Musiala inside the box. Musiala gets a cut in. Goretzka, those first touches are not good. Larestane on the edge of the box. Back passes to Stanisic. Kimmich again. Upamecano. Kimmich. Leroy Sané, every time he is getting the ball, he is trying to get a gun in. Leroy Sané, take that shot, boy. What the heck you doing? Dang, man, you are making those moves but not getting those clinical finishings. How many shots are you going to take on the pitch? It is 13 shots at the Alliance, 6 on target, 7, 4 big chances for the Bayerns. The stats are not going to stay up to the 90 minutes, but it is the goals which have been scored which is going to matter. You make back passes that to Upamecano, Neuer to Kim. I mean, look at that from Kim. He is making those hasty runs. Olise goes for Sane again. Sane stick. But whom is Sane going to pick that? It is for Olise. That is a free kick. Angels has committed that foul and it is a free kick. Celtic are giving everything what they are having. Celtic are giving everything. Celtic are really giving everything what they are having on this. Celtic are really giving everything what they are having on the pitch. It is for the Bayern fans now to have a prayer that this free kick needs to be converted to a goal. It is now for the Bayern players to have those prayers because They have to get this goal. They have to get it past the nets. Olise takes that. Man, that has been a block. Kimmich takes that shot again. Schmeichel gets that deflection. Oh my god. Oh man, again. Davis. Kimmich. Kimmich goes for Davis. Interception, that is. Musiala. Now the words are talking, boys. Davis gets a cut in. Interception. All of the men in green are staying inside the box, and it is making a hard job for Bayern to get a cut in. Musiala trying to get some dribble. But look at that positioning from the Bayern players. They are staying so close. They are not going for those far post even. I mean, Casper Schmeichel is having the moment over here. Oh my god, that shot from Kimmich was a power shot with some deflection. But Schmeichel gets those good touch and not to be converted. Kim Min-jae has been a horror show. Kim Min-jae has been a horror show. Vincent Company has a fall on the sidelines. His legs are shaking. His legs are not moving. Vincent Company has a fall on the sidelines. His legs are shaking. He is trembling. He is lacking those confidences. Vincent Company just had a fall on the sidelines and his legs are shaking. That is a big worry. Vincent Company is still not going for the substitutions of, Thomas Muller on the pitch. What the heck is he doing? What is he trying to do? I'm not being able to understand. I am really not being able to understand why is this shit Vincent Company not going for the substitutions of Thomas Muller. There is the lack of a striker missing on the forwards, and still, after the departure of Harry Kane, not going for the substitution of Thomas Muller. Man, instead bringing in Leroy Sané on the pitch. It is that confidence Leroy Sané has gained in with Vincent Company from the likes of his days at Manchester City, and it is he has brought in Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané, look at him, he is not moving his ass fast on the pitch. Damn, this is looking disheartening. This is looking disheartening. This is looking disheartening. Vincent Company is not yet. Look at that. Vincent Company had a fall on the sidelines. That is a big worry. Kimmich goes for Goretzka. Davis. Look at that. Look at that. Celtic down in their own defensive half are denying any sort of passes happening. Meccano speeding up, passes that to Sané. Olise. Neither Musiala nor Sané nor Olise are staying on those. Penetrating forward, Stanisic makes that move into the box. Holy moly, goalie show. Wow. That is again a corner incoming. Man, this is the fifth corner which Bayern are boasting off in this game, but not getting those goals happening. Not getting those goals happening. Look at that Kim Min Jae, man. The type of schoolboy look which he has on his face. Kimmich goes for those headers. Denied, man. The ball landed in a space. None of the Bayern players were available there. Alfonso Davies goes for those shots. Bayern are now looking frustrated, taking those long shots out of the box. Kimmich again with those headers. Michael is making those saves time and again. Stanisic passes that back. Maida making those runs. Neuer to Olise. Davis. It is Musiala on the left wings. Passes that to Davis. Kimmich. Musiala again. Kimmich. But look at the involvement of Goretzka on the mid pitch. Look at that involvement of Goretzka in the mid pitch. I am not being able to understand. And still Vincent Company is not bringing in Thomas Muller on the pitch. Oof. Big mistakes, big mistakes. Vincent Company is making those big mistakes. From the start of the season, not bringing in Thomas Muller, looking for those future. But it is those critical moments where you have to go out, get those experienced legs counting in. Not bringing in Thomas Muller, 85 minutes on the pitch. Stanisic trying to get something cut in. Bayern are now looking bit out of their creativity and they are trying to single-handedly cut it into the box. That is again a corner. Oh my god, that is again a corner. That is again a corner. Oh my god, Atlanta is going to get those exits. It is Milan who has got those exits. But Benfica and Monaco 3-3. Oh my god. Corner taken by Kimmich. Celtic are giving their whole in soul in this game, and if this goes on, this will be the first victory Celtic will get, and that too at the Alliance. That is something big which Celtic will definitely achieve if they are going to keep this score line. Kimmich with that corner. That is a header. Oh my god. Stanisic takes that header. Oof. When is that goal going to come? I mean, the things are quite evident that Vincent Company hasn't made his homework good in picking up those players. Oh my god, that was a missed pass. It could have been another big opportunity for Celtic. Bayern is giving away those opportunities like anything on the pitch. 88 minutes on the watch. 88 minutes on the watch. Sane goes for Stanisic. Look at those two midfield press which Celtic is making, and they are really counting the numbers. They are getting those numbers good enough. When there is something in the mind of the Bayern players which they are not being able to give to their best. I mean, it is the fixtures, but apart from that, it is not their best which they are giving it on the pitch. And adding more to that, it is that Kim Min Jae shit who is time and again getting those tackles lost in the Champions League in the most crucial matches in the previous season as well, this season as well. And on the other hand, Vincent Company is still not bringing in Thomas Muller on the pitch. This is looking a horror show which Vincent Company is doing. This is looking like a horror show which he is providing at the Alliance. Man, someone has voted that Atlanta is going to win today. Check the scores, guys. Atlanta is dropping down to 5-2 against the likes of Club Brugge on an aggregate. And in fact, that it is Atlanta who has also got those red cards. Man, okay, Mokshi. It is Toloy, their man, Atlanta, who has got those red cards. Benfica and Monaco 3 each. Aggregate Benfica 4, Monaco 3. Atlanta, second leg 1-3. Aggregate Atlanta 2, Club Brugge 5. Milan has got those exits. And now it is Bayern. On the 90 minutes, it is now 1-0 on an aggregate 2-2. 4 minutes of stoppage time. It is Sane on the wings. Will he make that? Man, won't even receive that ball. Sane back passes that. Kimmich. Back to Sane again. Police goes for those girls. Man, not happening, boy. Those girls are not happening. Not happening, those girls. Danny Singh, what a cross are you giving it, boy? And Vincent Company, on the other hand, not going for Thomas Muller. He's a shit man on the pitch. Get him sacked. Police, Kimmich. No creativity, nothing. And look at that stalemate. Goretzka staying high up on the pitch. Is he going for those headers or not? Oh man, across that is. Man, everything you are taking, it is going straight into the hands of Schmeichel. Oof. Still Thomas Muller being not called onto the pitch. 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Still 1.5 minutes to go in the stoppage time. It is Coman getting that to Musiala. Time for counter. Make it happen, boy. Olise. What a pass that is. Stanisic. It is Goretzka. Coman on the wings. Will he take that shot? Blocked, man. Take your time, boy. This is the last opportunity where you can get those conversions. Davis. Sane not taking those headers. Back passes to Elise. Sane inside the box. Take a dribble and cut in and get a shot, boy. give a cross. Celtic are denying everything. Olise goes for that header. It is that goal. Come on, big boy. Big boy. Mia San Mia. That is what is needed, and that is what is called the muscle memory at the Alliance Arena. Alphonso Davies has scored. Alphonso Davies has finally got that ball into the nets. It was a tough game. It was a hard fought game. It was something which was not happening for the Bayern, and finally, that is one goal equalizer. And on an aggregate, it is 2-1. What is that which we call? But big mistakes. Vincent Company has been making those big mistakes. Vincent Company has been making those big mistakes. Man, Alphonso Davies somehow gets that passed into the nets. Alphonso Davies somehow gets that passed into the nets, and that is the big numbers counting. It is Alphonso Davies who finally gets it somehow into the nets. It is something which Alphonso Davies will definitely be accredited, and he has got those contract extensions up to 2030. He is the man who got those goals against Real Madrid in the previous Champions League season as well. And in this season also he gets. And look at that Vincent Company shit he is now bringing in Thomas Muller. Look at that Vincent Company shit he is now bringing in Thomas Muller. This Vincent Company is a shit, and at this time he is now bringing in Thomas Muller. This is a shit and horrendous decision. It is a horror show which Vincent Company has shown. The whistle has been blown, and it is Mia San Mia. Not that Mia San Mia, it is a draw. But then also we will take that as a victory, because on an aggregate it is 3-2. Bayern are qualifying for the top 16 of the Champions League. I mean, the stage has been set. It is something Brendan Rodgers, man, really showed. But Vincent Company, with this tactical capability, much to be criticized, because I will be making that vlog tomorrow morning where Vincent Company will definitely be huge criticized. Talking about those mistakes, he didn't substitute Thomas Muller on the pitch. Harry Kane was that man who has got those special injuries. In the previous picture, he was picked in the first lineup. But apart from that, it is the mistakes Vincent Company has been doing it. Vincent Company has been doing it, and it is the horror show of Kim Min-jae. That is big disheartening moment. That is really a big disheartening moment from Vincent Company. No denying the fact. It is Celtic who has got those evictions against Bayern, but it was a hard-fought draw. Man, oof, my nerves were at stake, and I could just take this moment, because it was the night of the, I mean, oh my god, it was the night where the evictions were happening. Milan getting those evicted against Feyenoord. It is Atlanta, man. Atlanta is also lost. Oh my god. Benfica and Monaco. Benfica on an aggregate 3-3. I mean 4-3, with a 3-goal against Monaco's 3-goal. Monaco has really fought that good. And Bayern against Celtic, that is a draw. Oh my god. Milan and Feyenoord, that was a draw. In the first leg, Milan got those defeats, they got those exits. Atlanta got those defeats, they got those exits. And Monaco and Benfica, it was Benfica who got those first leg wins. Yes, it is the first leg wins which is happening over here in the round of 32 for the top 8 to be happening. Oh my god, it is finally Bayern getting it. But Vincent Company and his men has really a lot to do about those tactical aspects, because Look at that. It was the late substitution. I mean, Thomas Muller, who was called in on those 95th minute, and Jamal Musiala was replaced. But Thomas Muller was not given those substitutions. What a horror show that was. Why Vincent Company did it like that? I really just can't find it happening. I really just can't it happening. That is all for the Bayern fans. And yes, we have got those next round tickets and the draws will be made. But upcoming tomorrow is also the games. I mean, the matches which we will be watching is that of Dortmund Sporting CP. It will be the likes of Aston Villa and Liverpool in the Premier League, PSG and Brest, Eindhoven, Juventus, Real Madrid and Manchester City, the matches we will be having. But too much talk about it. I mean, Benfica and Monaco is still ongoing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Atlanta and Club Brugge. Atlanta has got those exits. Atlanta has got those exits. Let me just put this on the watch. Oh my god. Atlanta has got those exits. It is that 1-3 Milan and Feyenoord that ended in a 1-1-2 draw, and Benfica and Monaco. It is still happening. It is still happening. 99 minutes on the watch. Oh my goodness. And to talk about the Champions League knockout, just look at this, boys. Just look at this. It is the numbers which we are talking. I mean, if Benfica and Monaco, Benfica are going to get those, I mean, it is the one side of the table which will be much talking. But 7 minutes of stoppage time, Benfica and Monaco, 99 minutes, 34 seconds. Glenn Nyberg, the referee, is still continuing on. Paladis has got it is the full time, and Benfica moves on to the next round. Oh my goodness. It was much to our predictions that Benfica are going to make it big. I mean, to be precise, over here on this page, if we have a watch of it, and on this, it is Bayern and Celtic. If we come about precise, yes, just look at this. Benfica getting those draws against Monaco, but on an aggregate 4-3. Atlanta and Club Brugge 1-3, aggregate 2-5. Milan and Feyenoord, it is Milan who has got those big upsets. Sergio Conceição not doing it good. And Bayern against Celtic, somehow Bayern got that late stoppage time goal. Alfonso Davies gets it into the net somehow, and he gets the ball into the net any means by somehow dragging it. But then also the goal is a goal. But talk about this, it is now just look at that. It is now Bayern who will drop down into this, and they will now face Atletico or Leverkusen. It is now Club Brugge who will face Aston Villa or Lille. It is now Benfica who will now face either Liverpool or Barcelona. So on this side of the page, it is Feyenoord. I mean, one of the Italian Milans have been just evicted. Feyenoord, Bayern, Club Brugge, and Benfica on one side of the block. Oh my God. On one side of the block, it is Feyenoord, Bayern, Club Brugge, and Benfica. I mean, much of the disappointments from Atlanta and AC Milan. And on the other side, tomorrow we will get those confirmations that amongst Brest and PSG, who is going to get it, because PSG is already having those 3 goals lead over Brest. In the first leg, Dortmund and Sporting CP, it is also one-sided. Dortmund has got those 3-0 aggregate lead over Sporting CP. Real Madrid and Manchester City, the much awaiting watch along for tomorrow will be upcoming, but Juventus and PSV Eindhoven will also be critical, because the matches which happened tonight, that were so annoying. Atlanta getting those exits, it is AC Milan getting those exits. Big happening, big happening in the UEFA Champions League round of 32, and we will be tomorrow having the watch along of Manchester City and as well as the likes of Real Madrid. Till then, do stay tuned to FC Ramsay and do watch our videos, which has been just put. And the watch along playlists are also being created, and all those Europa leagues, Champions League, Bundesliga, La Liga, the likes of Premier League, Serie A, all have been in a different playlist. Do check those and give us those like, share, and subscribe before ending this. And yes, keep going. Mia sin Mia, guys. We are on to the next round, and tomorrow Real Madrid will also get those over Manchester City. Till then, bye bye. Good night.